Hello, it's Keith Austen here. Just wanted to record a YouTube video to explain what I've been working on at the moment with my business. And basically I'm trying to build a new list and a list of subscribers. And so one of the questions people have asked me is, and I've had a couple of emails about this, is how and why should you build a list? Well, let's take the why first. And I think the why is because you can actually earn quite a lot of money from doing it. Once you have a list of people, you have their emails, you can keep sending them really good, really useful, really targeted offers. So you can email them about products, particularly if you've checked these products out and you've looked at them yourself and actually used them and had some real good results from them, then you can recommend those to your subscribers. And particularly if you've built up some trust with them and they're beginning to know and like you, perhaps they've been coming to your blog. So I've got here, keithaustin.com, my blog. And people have come here, and if they've signed up, if right at the top of my blog now, you'll see this special sort of feature area, which has my latest product, my new product, which is called Quick List Riches. Okay, and it's 6 simple steps to kickstart your online business. Now, it's a short report, but I've spent lots of time on it, and it's real quality report. I'm really pleased with how it's come out. And actually, what it does do is it does, all of the things that I've listed here, which are the features and benefits, if you like, the reasons why people should download this. I'd love it if you did download it, but that's not why I'm doing this particular video. This is about what I'm doing, and hopefully you'll gain from this. But also, hopefully you'll be able to follow my journey, and you can see that it's already having some, positive outcomes, and hopefully it's going to snowball soon. And I haven't really done a huge amount with it, but you'll see shortly that already actually quite a few people have downloaded this. So this is about how to build a massive list of subscribers, how to earn $1 per subscriber each month. Now that used to be, apparently, and I'm going on what my mentor has told me, that used to be the industry standard. Everyone used to get $1 from every person on their list each month. Okay, so you had 1,000 people on your list, you'd get $1,000 a month. Apparently it's getting harder to do that, partly because a lot of the traffic sources aren't as good as they used to be. Things like solo ads are not as perhaps as responsive. The people on the list aren't so keen to spend, but it is still definitely possible to get $1 a month, particularly if you work on building on your relationship with the list, and actually provide them value, which is why I'm doing these these recordings, and why I'm keeping a blog. Actually, it has 2 reasons, like I said in my last post. One, it keeps me accountable, and it makes sure that I keep moving forward, and I keep working hard on my business, and I'm moving in the right direction, and that's brilliant. But also it helps me to build a relationship with the people out there who are reading my blog, and hopefully, like you, are getting some use from this, and you can see what's going on. So that's what's included in this free report. So by all means, if you haven't got it, come along to keithaustin.com, click on the cover or on these 2 links down here, and you can download it. Okay, you're welcome to get that, and then you'll be on my list. You'll be getting all the offers that I mail on each week, and extra updates, and I'll also email you every time I do a new blog post, which is every week. Okay. So that's what I've created. That's in a sense it's called a lead magnet. Okay, because what you're trying to do is to attract lots of leads onto your list, and it's a kind of ethical bribe. It's ethical because actually it's not a piece of rubbish, and it is really useful, and whoever downloads this will get a ton of genuinely good information that hopefully they will find useful. And the reason it has to be useful is because if someone downloads it and it's rubbish, then they're not going to listen to anything you send them again, are they? So it's really important to spend some time doing this. So that's my ethical bribe, or my lead magnet. And what happens is people actually, if they get sent to download that. The link is quicklist.riches.com, and this is what's called my squeeze page, and I'm sure you'll have landed on lots of these yourself, but I've kept this very, very simple. Again, my mentor suggested that, you know, that's the best way to get people on your list. And really, you'll see there it's just got a couple of simple headlines, a little bit about the benefits you're going to get. You know, this works, you'll be able to print money on demand, and this works even if you're a total newbie and you've never made money before. So people enter their first name and email address, okay, and you know, then I will ask them to confirm their email address. So this is what's known as a double opt-in list. Now that means I get, for every 100 people I send to this page, the squeeze page, I get fewer people on my list, but because those people have had to confirm, they're better quality subscribers, so it's really worth doing that. You know, it might mean I've got a smaller list to start with, but those people have sort of, you know, they've actually qualified themselves to be on that list by bothering to you know, verify their email and say that they really do want this. There's no one on the list who doesn't want this information, and I think that's really important. Okay, so once they've done that, they will eventually, obviously, then be sent to actually, you know, the page that has the product on, which they can then download. Incidentally, on that page, there's also a couple of banner adverts for really good quality products, which I'd definitely check out if you do land on those. But you know, that's another way for you, if you set up your own lead magnet, for you to try and monetize your list at the point of gaining the subscriber. So the moment you gain a lead, you've got a first opportunity to try and sell them a product. Okay, now let's just show you how this has worked in practice for me, and I've only had this up for a week, but if we go to my Aweber account here, you'll see that it's just very small list, but you know, I'm not advertising this at all, and already you know, I'm getting a solid few subscribers each day. It's actually been more than that, but that was today and yesterday. But you'll see I've already got over 200 people who've decided that they want, you know, that information, and that means there's 200 people that I can start email marketing to. Now, if you're already on my list, you'll know that, you know, each week I pick one product that I think is really good. Okay, and it's one that I've used myself, and that I email you 2 or 3 times and explain the benefits of that. And what I've got here is a couple more emails that will be coming out this week. You'll see those there, and then down the bottom here you'll see 2 recent emails that I sent out, and it tells you the percentage of people who opened the email and clicked on the links. Okay, so look at these 2 here. Roughly speaking, both around 10%. So out of those 200 subscribers, around 20 people have opened the email. Now it does mean 180 people on my list didn't open that particular email, but that's just the way it is. You know, people are very busy and they're not always going to open. You know, they may not have liked my subject line, you know, of my of the email. You know, it could have been that, or perhaps they were busy that day, or you know, they just weren't interested. So that's fine. Okay, but around 10% did. So that means 20 eyeballs, 20 people are actually looking at that offer each day. And you'll see here it also tells you the percentage of them that actually clicked the link and took them through to the product. And again, you know, obviously a smaller percentage actually buy the product. If you look at the actual numbers here, again, it's only a small list at the moment, but you know, around 20 people have been opening, and you know, between 3 and 7 have clicked on the link. Now, you might think, well, hold on a minute, if only 3 people clicked on it, how many of those 3 actually bought it? And I think on that particular day there, I don't think anybody did, to be honest. I don't think anybody bought anything there, but it doesn't mean to say they won't later in the week. But I know for a fact 1 out of these 7 did buy. Okay, now you might think to yourself, well, you know, this is a $20 product, and you sold 1 of them. Well, hey, can I retire yet? Not quite. But you know, you got to think about scaling this up. You know, I've only got 200 subscribers now, but it isn't going to be long before I got 2,000. And when I got 2,000 subscribers, that's going to be 200 people opening it. Okay, and that's going to be 30 to 70 people clicking on it. Okay, and instead of that being 1 or 2 people, that's going to be 10 or 20 people buying it. So if you've got 10 people buying, you know, a product at $20, well, that's $200. You know, I'll be happy to get that every day. you know, to start with. Obviously I've got ambitions to go higher and further, but I hope you can see the way that this can work. You know, at the moment I'm practicing and I'm learning about how to email market, and yes, it's a small number of subscribers, but you know, I know I'm getting momentum, I know it's building up. And I hope you can see, you know, where I'm going with this, really. I hope it's been useful to look at. I'll keep sort of coming back to how my list is growing and what I'm doing with it and everything else. But you know, I don't know of anyone who's sort of showing this kind of stuff. I mean, I've joined a lot of other lists, and I have a lot of blogs in my RSS feed. But I think just to be really transparent and show what's happening, you know, I'm not making millions yet, but I know this is heading in the right direction, and I hope it's been useful for you to see that. So with that said, you know, go ahead, check out my my blog. Okay, and then sign up for the lead magnet if you haven't already. Okay, it'd be good. You'll be on my list, which would be great. But B, it'd be good for you to see what another lead magnet looks like. So, you know, this is Keith Austen. Please come and visit quicklistriches.com. I'm signing off, and I'll talk to you soon. Cheers.